Hello, welcome to CEO Insights, the Living Organization podcast with Vitaly Giman. With me is Nicolas Sennegon. First of all, Nicolas, welcome.
Thank you, Vitaly. Thank you very much.
I hope I pronounce your second name properly, Sennegon.
Sennegon, perfect.
Wonderful. So Nicolas was a major player in the media industry, and the Economist, and the Politico is a sales and marketing manager there, but also an enthusiast of the media industry, and spent 25 years in the industry, right? Nicolas, tell us first of all a little bit about your history, and also where do you think the media industry is going these days?
Yeah, sure. So my history has been a journey across international trusted media organizations and across broadcasting, and I would say print/digital publication, the latest one being 100% digital, and also navigating across positions in marketing and sales and finishing as a managing director. And the reason for that, it was for me to get a 360 understanding of the media industry from a publishing perspective, but also a full understanding of the key roles that make the media industry.
So you started in the sales and marketing, but you ended up in management, which is your latest position. So what did you see? Where do you see the whole media industry is going in terms of benefiting society, adding value to businesses? Where do you see it's going? Give us a little bit of a trend perspective.
Well, if I had a crystal ball, I think I would have set up my own business. But I would say the media industry is on a mission, and the mission has not changed, which is inform population about what's going on with accuracy, truth, and non-partisanship. You could be a media organization based in any country, in any language. I think there's a mission to inform population, for them to be educated and make the right choices in their life. That's the core mission. The flip side of this mission will be that as many industries, the media industry has to make some profit, has to make some money. We need to operate as a financial organization. So while the mission is clear, I think the business model are under pressure because of the diversity of media players, the importance of technology, and the disruption of technology. So while I do support, and in my different position, I was in charge of driving sustainable growth across different organizations, you need to keep in mind there's a balance between the mission and the financial requirements or the financial objectives. What I would say is the latest disruption we see in the media industry, i.e. the growth of artificial intelligence, is probably a bit more disruptive than before, because the other technology were disrupting part of the ecosystem, less impacting the audience, apart from the access to personal data, but that's in process of being fixed with regulation. The challenge with AI, until it's completely framed, and by regulation I mean having a frame in which we can operate and not over-regulating to blocking the development and the innovation. The challenge with AI is that you put the generation of content not just in the hand of the media industry, but in the hand of the customers and the consumer. So the ecosystem is completely changing, because you can basically become a content creator faster and much easier than in the past. And I think that AI should play a role in spreading the information, the non-partisan journalism, and the truth to a wider population, because it's easier access, but it has to be framed. It has to be contained into having the right objective and the right mission. Yeah, and I do think that to some extent, some business model will need to be reinvented or at least reviewed.
Yeah, it's a wider issue with AI, not just media, but Yuval Harari just published his latest book and saying that, we could create a whole bureaucracy of AIs, and it will be governing us rather than we governing it. So there's a danger of creating a kind of a runaway technology that we cannot control anymore, because Right.
Yeah, for me, the challenge, I mean, there's always two sides of a coin. As I said to you earlier on, I'm in part of the people that see the glass half full. So I believe in positive impact on AI on the media industry, obviously the bigger world, but let's focus on the media industry for now, which is we can deliver content in a faster way to a wider population. There are some population that live in a world of disinformation. I do think AI can provide information to these places. That's the sort of a positive impact of a quick, fast-growing technology, easy access technology. As I said, there's a flip side to the coin, which is provided you put the right content into the machine, into the system. The challenge of AI is how much of AI intelligence or how much of AI technology can decide or filter whether this information is true information or non-true information. It's not about judging which information is best. It's just making sure the facts are true facts.
Right.
And that for me is a big risk, because if you accelerate access to information through this technology, but you're not checking, you're not making sure that it's the right information you put into the machine from an input perspective, then the people using this technology will believe in what they have access to and still believe it's the right information. And it could still be disinformation. So you can technically accelerate the disinformation threat that we have in the world. So that's why I think regulation should, or the industry as an ecosystem has a very important role to play, because we could use this technology for a better world, provided we accept and agree all together, including the players within the artificial intelligence, for this container to have the right stuff in it, the right information, the right content. The way you put the content together, the way you extract the content, the format you use doesn't matter for me. What matters is what you put in the box, what you do out of it's like a toolbox. You put as many tools in the toolbox. Some people will use specific tools versus others, but make sure you have the right tools in the box. Otherwise, we will create a bigger challenge that we have today.
I absolutely agree with you. And by the way, I know we will finish soon, but I wanted to tell you this is not a new problem. I'm an engineer, right? And I'm a communication engineer and also information engineer. So I worked with some of the biggest companies, Amazon, Telecom Australia. In the 90s, we had the same problem. We started to build very huge databases, huge databases, mainframe databases, and we started to collect a lot of information from telecommunication, from phone call patterns, buying behavior patterns. In Amazon, we had billions, so it's a big data, right? The problem is if you don't collect the information in the right way, if you don't verify it, it's garbage in and garbage out. You have a huge database of information that is incorrect. And what you're doing is like deducting patterns that are incorrect. So everything from there on becomes incorrect, right? And so the input, as you say, is the most important. Also the algorithm by which you collect and categorize. And of course, it's difficult to verify when you have billions of bytes of information. How the hell do you verify it? So you're right. It's not an easy task.
No, for me, there is always a very important human element into the output from that technology. Speed is always, or time is always the essence. And AI technology will help us, journalists, marketers, advertisers, readers, and everyone to collect information faster, which is the positive side of the coin. But we still need some people, we still need some human creativity to do the right analysis and to transform this information, this sort of a raw data, raw information, raw content for the right purpose. And I think we can still play the human magic around this content and go back to more creative opportunities or insights analysis of this content. The time we spend collecting the information will be shorter. If you think about when I was studying, I had to find the information in books, but the books it's just a fixed information at one time. You can't change what's in the book. So you were reading the book and making your own opinion or your own analysis from that book. Today, it's not a book. It's something that is bigger than anything. So the access to the information for me is magical, and I wish I would have had this technology when I was during my studies. But you need to make sure that you keep this critical approach, this critical mindset to those information. And I think that we're not all equal in terms of access to the information, ability to have a critical mindset. As I said earlier, simply because there are places in the world where disinformation is the norm. So how do you make these people distinguish between the right information and the wrong information? And by wrong information being the source is incorrect. It's not influencing your point of view. Opinion, freedom of speech, freedom of thinking is very important. But you just need to make sure that the source of the information is based on true facts.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. This is so exciting. Thank you, Nicolas. We just in your time. I'd love to have you back and talk about how we actually have this marriage of technology and mindset and people in the future, because I think it's an ongoing discussion. And
the key to that is above and beyond business model, profitability and everything, which is important. I don't say we need to ignore that. Is to make sure that we share the same value and we are driven by the same mission. If the mission is the same, then players will find a way to make it work. You just need to have the same mission, and the mission is the ultimate people having access to this platform, consuming this content. We need to give them the right information.
Yeah,
I
totally agree. I thank you for those words, because the living organization, on this end, is very much about that. It's about aligning people around the mission. If the mission has the right values in it and then everything else follows from there. But it kind of goes from the top down. If it's not, doesn't matter what. Thank you so much, Nicolas. I really appreciate it, your input today. And I'd love to have you back, because I think this is just a little snippet of, I can feel there's so much knowledge you have about the industry. I'd love to have you back.
Thank you. Have a good day. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.